We've had some exciting Jordan 4s announced and some exciting Jordan 4s cancelled. Lots of brands are making a lot of moves early doors with some exciting sneaker announcements. We've got heaps of news to talk about in this week's sneaker wrap. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, and this is our first sneaker news recap video of the year. First and foremost, a very happy new year to all of you out there. Hope you guys have had an awesome Christmas, awesome downtime over the New Year's period, and you're like me, very excited for the year upcoming. If you guys aren't already following me over on IG and on TikTok, be sure to go ahead and do that because that will help my follower numbers. So usually we'd start things off by recapping this week's most interesting sneaker releases, but there were none to speak of. So we'll just bypass that and jump straight into the news, starting off with our first look at the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4 that's set to release sometime this year. No specific release date information at this point. Retail price point is supposedly going to be right around $225, maybe even a little bit more. And yeah, these on-foots have them looking pretty good. You'll remember these were doing the rounds last year in mock-up fashion thanks to the SKU and the color code that had been leaked out, and I guess according to the mock-ups these aren't too far off. They do look like they have a slightly elevated material about them, albeit from these images you can't really get much of a sense. They do look like they've got the rubber netting, they've got a bit of an aged midsole thing going on, and according to Nigel Sylvester's own post on IG, they are going to be featuring the Bikey Air co-branding on the back. So not sure about any storytelling. Is this going to be his grandma's car or something like that? I don't know. What do you guys think? We've had our first look as well this week at the Air Jordan 4 SB in the navy colorway, and we've also heard a rumor that the red SB Air Jordan 4 is going to be cancelled. So this may or may not be disappointing news for some of you guys out there. The blue pair does look nice. I mean, they're pretty simple, pretty basic, a little bit like the pine green pair. I kind of feel like Jordan Brand missed the trick in not bringing out this pair last year, capitalizing on the momentum that the pine greens created back in 2023. But c'est la vie, still looking forward to these. Good looking shoe. I'm not mad about the red pair not coming out. I do think what they should have done though is instead of giving us a Black Cat Retro, give us the Black Cat SBs. I think that would have been a good move. But we might as well just stay with the Air Jordan 4 for a couple of more stories. It's almost like there's an agenda going on with the Air Jordan 4 this year. Nike are trying to bring back the hype at all costs. We had our first look at the white cement 4s, the retros that are supposedly going to be coming out a little bit later on this year, and we've got some semi-clean images. These XC sneaker potato images aren't really giving us a lot to go off. Don't forget we last had this retro back in 2016, so if you're like me, you're not really gagging for these. This isn't like an absolute must cop, despite them being arguably the best Jordan 4 of all time. But yeah, I don't feel like I really need them, but I've said that about so many other shoes before. What do you guys think about that? And finally, in Air Jordan 4 news, we've had some updates around one of this year's most hotly anticipated sneakers, period, the undefeated 4s. This is a sneaker that I don't have to remind you has been going for crazy money in the resale market in recent years, up to and over $30,000. So RIP to anyone out there that paid that in the past and has to deal with this retro in 2025. So the updates are, the release date is set to go down on June the 28th. Retail price point $225, and we're hearing that there are going to be two different versions. There's going to be one pair with the Nike Air on the back and another pair with the Jumpman on the back. There was some talk, I think last year, that maybe there was going to be a single pair of shoes but with different logos on each shoe, but that's been put to bed now. Two different sneakers. I'm not sure if the Nike Air version of the retro is going to be like an undefeated exclusive or a friends and family pair or one of the pairs that gets seeded out to the celebs and all that type of stuff, and we're all just going to be able to get the GR Jumpman logo on the back. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one because I feel like some youngsters out there would probably prefer the Jumpman logo, whereas some of the older heads, people like you and me, will be quite keen on the Nike Air version. It remains to be seen how the numbers are going to be played out on both versions. But yeah, those are some updates with the undefeated fours. We've got another little yachty Air Force One release that's set to be coming out in the summer, and this follows on from the Concrete Boys that we had last month. There was also another Air Force One little yachty collab that features this crocodile print. Still not sure whether or not those are actually going to make it to the market, but this particular pair is going to be very nostalgic for those of you out there like me that are maybe into your Bapesters, particularly the patent versions, because this sneaker pretty much just borrows all of that design language. This past week, Nike unveiled its top 10 most wanted sneakers as per a variety of different data points collected from their Nike sneakers app, including the amount of draw entries and likes and engagement and L's taken, etc. And it will come as no surprise that, bro, basically 4 out of the top 5 sneakers are all Travis Scott sneakers. So at number 1, the medium olives, no surprise there. At number 2, the velvet browns. Number 3, okay, restoring a little bit of faith in the sneaker culture with the Bread 4 Reimagines. At number 4, the Jumpman Jacks, the OG pair. And then at number 5, the Canaries. Rounding out the top 10 are some sneakers that I don't think any of us will be at all surprised to see. At number 6, the Military Blue 4s. Number 7, the Kobe 6 Italian Camos, great shoe there. Number 8, the Futura SBs. At number 9, the Trophy Rooms. And at number 10, the J Balvins. So the anticipation is starting to build for, I guess, the first really hot sneaker of the year, the Air Jordan 3 Black Cats. These are set to release on the 11th. They're coming out in full family sizing with grade school as well as preschool as well as toddlers. There's apparently going to be something in the region of 180,000 pairs of these, meaning there's quite a lot to go around, I guess. And at a retail price point of $200 or right around 190 odd pounds, I guess a few people out there are wondering whether or not this is a sneaker that they want to go for, especially given the fact that February is a pretty stacked month and you probably already have a whole bunch of Air Jordan 3s sitting around. Now, me personally, I'm in this kind of conundrum where I have a lot of nostalgia around the sneaker because I copped these back in 07 when I arrived here in London, so part of me would like to get them for that reason, but the other part of me is thinking, man, I don't really need these. But I guess the same could be said for my last 40 or 50 pickups. What are you guys thinking about the Black Cat 3s? Are you going for them or not? Let me know. Right, so Adidas are continuing to apply the pressure in 2025 with their basketball division. This year, they're looking to set things off in the right way by giving us this Year of the Snake capsule. Now, there are a couple of sneakers from this capsule that have already released, notably the AE1 lows as well as the James Harden joints that dropped last month, but there is a whole bunch of apparel and there are some other sneakers that have joined the lineup, include the Adidas Intimidation Low, which is a throwback to the late 90s sneaker. You've also got the Forum 2000 and then the Crazy 8 Low. This Kobe 8 model has been seeing a big resurgence in popularity lately, and if you look at the models, man, they look pretty dope, man. We've had our first look as well at the Adidas Ultra Boost collaboration with Fortnite. And firstly here we have the Battle Bus Ultra Boost. You've also got the Fish Stick in this orange colorway. Probably the most interesting pair out of the bunch is this Peely pair, which is a pair that you can basically just peel off the upper with, converting it into just a regular low top Ultra Boost. And then you also have this Victory Crown pair as well. And then finally another colorway of the Battle Bus. So yeah, bro, looks like Adidas are looking to really get up with the likes of Nike with these big time collaborations. Staying with Adidas, they are going to be teaming up with Damian Lillard on a Superstar collaboration that is set to come out in February apparently, and the classic Superstar model features this nice green offset color blocking with the regular cream. It's got some Dame Lillard touches, including his little logo on the back lateral heel quarter, and then on the same medial heel quarter you've also got a picture of the clock, which is a reference to Dame time. These look nice, man. They look clean, classic, simple color blocking. I'm not sure if this is just going to be like a regular inline type sneaker or if it's going to have elevated materials, because there's no price information that I can see. I think this is a good move. Getting their signature athletes into some other lifestyle crossover type models can only be good for the brand. What do you guys think? Right, we've got some more notable retro sneakers coming out this year, and some people are wondering whether or not this is a good move from Nike or if these are just going to be straight up outlet bound off the rip. We've got the return of the CB94, which is the Barkleys sneaker, arguably his best sneaker of all time. If you guys have a different one, you guys can let me know. But one of the reasons why people are kind of wondering why the sneaker is coming back again is that we had the sneaker retro in 2020, and then we had a restock last year, and so bringing it back again is feeling a little bit like overkill at this point. I mean, who really wants a brand new pair of these when you can probably find a really good used pair on eBay or on the resale market or whatever, or you could probably even find some down at your local charity store at this point. Retail price point is going to be around 160 bucks, and these are set to retro again in the summer. Another sneaker along the same type of lines is the Bo Jackson Nike Air Trainer SC in the Auburn colorway. This is another one of those sort of 90s sneakers that does have a very niche market, like a niche within a niche market. There are going to be some old heads out there that absolutely love these types of sneakers, but a little bit like the Barkleys, we last had these in 2022, and you can probably find a whole bunch of really good condition pairs on eBay at this point for like 50 bucks. So seeing these types of sneakers come back again feels a little bit like a waste of material, a waste of energy, and might kind of contribute to this sense of staleness that people feel like Nike are suffering from at the moment, particularly with the over reliance on retros. But it is still a cool shoe, don't get me wrong. 130 bucks is going to be the retail on these, and no specific release date info. Moving away from some sneakers that we've seen a whole bunch of time and time again to some sneakers that I'm sure a lot of you guys would like to see the back end of straight away. We have another colorway of the New Balance 1906L. The loafers are coming out in a dark juniper colorway. Now this sneaker, if you want to call it that, a hybrid sneaker loafer, was one of the most divisive types of footwear that we saw last year. But if you love them or you hate them, whatever your opinion is, you can't deny these things have been very popular with a certain subsect of the sneaker / fashion MF community, because pairs of these sold out quick and are reselling for crazy money. I myself, I'm not really into them, but I do understand why they are popular given where the fashion trends are at the moment. This particular colorway is a little bit different to its predecessors in that it is a bit of a two-tone scheme, not so much monochromatic. It does feature the olive tones, which are also very trendy. It's got the techie metallic overlays, and it's got the familiar cage around the heel cup. It's got the faux vintage white, off-white midsole, and probably won't be as popular as those other monochromatic joints. But yeah, is this going to be the year that you guys jump on the sneaker loafer trend, or would you just buy them to burn them? Feel free to let me know. Right, so we've got a couple of Drake sneakers to talk about. We've had an announcement that there's going to be another Nocta Air Force One Low, this time coming out in a pink foam colorway. 160 bucks, springtime release. Also saw a couple of different colorways of an OVO PE sets, the white pair and then this black pair doing the rounds this week. And there was some initial speculation that maybe this could be an OVO Jumpman collab set for this year, but I think these are just literally PEs that some people have shared, and I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I think they are pretty average, to be honest. The Jordan Wing series is set to come back this year with the Air Jordan 5 featuring. It's a big year for the Jordan 5. It's the 35th anniversary of the model, and apparently the model set for this year is going to take a bit of a big departure from the student illustrated Wings Jordan 5 that we had back in 2018, which is a bit of a controversial pair. Some people really like that pair. Some people like myself aren't particularly big fans of it, but the colorway is supposed to be a medium gray, black and metallic silver colorway. And these here are some speculative mock-ups. Release date info right around the fall of this year, no price point at the moment. Now staying with the Jordan 5, I got a little bit excited when I first saw this mock-up because my immediate reaction was like, oh my gosh, we're going to be getting the Tokyo 5s. That is a grail level Air Jordan 5 that I actually would be quite keen to see retro, but no. This is a yellow and multi-colored colorway. We've got a SKU, we've got a color. This is the mock-up. This is what we can potentially expect. Right, so let's talk about some new sneakers from Jordan brand, including one here for the ladies, or maybe the short kings out there. I wouldn't want to discriminate here. This one features the Jordan 1 Low sort of silhouette aesthetic, but it's dressed in black pony hair with a black metal steel toe cap, and then this huge platform sole something right out of Balenciaga. And I guess this seems to be a signal of intent from Jumpman to not just restrict themselves to the quarters of basketball and lifestyle old heads. They want to appeal to a younger emerging female demographic, and these types of fashion forward silhouettes and looks seem to be one of the ways they think they're going to be able to do that. Fair play. Then we've got a new Jordan golf shoe. Well, it's not so much like a brand new model. I mean, it looks anything but new if you look at the silhouettes. This is actually based on the new Retro 1 golf shoe, which is an early 2000s model that takes a little bit of inspiration from the Jordan 1, but it's been refitted with some spikes for the course, and we've got 3 different colorways. I'm not crazy about the oversized wings logo on the side, but I think that is one of the key features of the new Retro 1 from the early 2000s. I do like the color blocking. These look fairly nice. I don't know if I'd be keen to rock them on course, but $150, and January 10th is the release date if you fancied getting your hands on a pair of these for the course. We've also had some really detailed images as well as some nice on-foot looks at one of this year's most hotly anticipated Jordan 1 Low OGs, the Rookie of the Years. We've also had some updates with the release info as well. These are apparently now set to drop in April, not this month as some places were reporting. And according to these on-foots, these look clean, man. White laces, I think these look fire. It's just a tricky one in terms of priorities as to whether or not this is a must cop, because there are some other big Jordan 1 Low OGs coming out this year, including shoes like the Obsidians, the Chicagos. There's at least one pair of Travis Scott's that we know about. So yeah, it's hard to know whether or not this is an absolute must cop, but they are really nice, I will say that. We've got an upcoming collaboration between Concepts and New Balance on the 740, which features this quote unquote brute colorway, sort of champagne inspired, and you can certainly get those hues of the champagne bottle as well as the contents from this color blocking. They also had a really nice collab on the 740 that came out recently that I think this pair might be a part of, I'm not sure. And this is part of this 740 agenda that I've been speaking about since last year with Armine on the 740, and then Concepts with their previous collab on the 740, and now this pair. Look out for this model this year, because this is going to be a model that is going to be pushed big time. We've had our first look at the Air Jordan 12 Flue Game set to drop this year. Another very hotly anticipated retro. And before some of the clever cookies want to pipe up in the comments and say those aren't actually the Flue Games, that's an 09 pair with the suede and the sick person on the side. You know what I mean. The black and red Air Jordan 12s, the last retroed in 2016. In fact, here's my pair here, still absolutely fresh as could be. And according to these images, these look just like these, so let's move on. More KD4s set to retro this year. This pair, the scoring title KD4s, supposedly dropping on February the 14th, which is right around the time I think there's like several other massive Jordans coming out. So these are probably going to be humongous bricks, to be fair. $130 is the retail price. And you may or may not know, but Kevin Durant has been the scoring title holder in the NBA no fewer than 4 times. And this particular pair launched back in 2012 to celebrate his first. We've got some official images of the Kobe 5 Year of the Mamba in this eggplant colorway. These are $190, which is getting up there. These come in some special Mamba packaging with this red box. They also come with a dust bag. They've got some Chinese symbols on the inside of the tongue. You've got the eggplant upper with the fly wire visible underneath, this sewed on Mamba pattern that looks like it's even been embroidered. Nice mesh around the back featuring some snake detailing. It's a really nice looking sneaker. I think these are going to be super popular, and there's also a red colorway coming out soon as well. I've had some more detailed looks at the Jordan 1 High OG Deep Royal Blue. Spring is the release date, $180. I mean, you might as well just wait for these to go on sale, I reckon. But for you Jordan 1 heads out there, this is going to be a desirable shoe, I'm sure, because these look basically like a Union collab without the Union collab, which might even make them more desirable, arguably. It's a pretty cool Jordan 1 in my opinion. We've got some more Nike Kobe 9 Elite Low news for this year. There is going to be a Team Bank collection coming in the fall. And you guys might remember the Team Bank from last year, which featured on the Kobe 8s. This year we've got a Wolf Gray, Lakers Black, Lakers White, Game Royal, and a University Red. So it doesn't look like Nike are looking to let up on the Kobe 9 Elite Low this year. I've had some detailed looks at the Jordan 11 Low Year of the Snake. Not really into Jordan 11 lows myself, but I do for some reason, like this pair here. Leather upper looks good. Snakeskin almost has a little iridescent reflective action about it. Cloudy, milky outsole. Something about the grayscale palette, clean. Clean to me anyway. 190 bucks, set to go down on the 23rd of Jan. I think should be easy peasy to cop unless they decide to make these hyper limited. A couple of Air Jordan 3 OG Mexico releases are set to go down in the fall this year. Got two colorways, there's a black and metallic silver, and then there's a white and metallic gold. And these Mexican themed Jordans follow on from last year's Air Jordan 5 Independence model, which celebrated Mexico's War of Independence. And so it's currently unclear as to whether or not these Jordan colorways are going to take on the form of another popular Mexican celebration like El Grito or Dia de los Muertos. All we have to go off at the moment are these speculative mock-ups. Got a first look at a pretty exciting collaboration between Saucony and Foot Patrol. This is on the Pro Grid Omni 9, which is a model that has definitely been gaining a lot in popularity. And this is a blue stroke Bruin colorway. You've got some co-branding on the box. You've got this really nice color palette, in my opinion. This is probably one of Foot Patrol's nicest collaborations in terms of just straight up colorways that we've seen in some time. We've got a mixture of what looks to be like a teal blue around the collar, mixed with some brown on some of the overlays here. You've got a little bit of a lighter ocean type blue around the mid panels, and then you've got some lighter blues, almost like some Bahama water blues on the bottom of the midsole, and then some tan / gray hues featuring throughout the rest of the sneaker. So it's a good looking colorway in my opinion. They've also got a little kind of clip shroud over the tongue, nice brown materials around the front as well. It's a good looking sneaker, man. No release date info that I can see at the moment, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Radio, let's finish things off by talking about some of this week's upcoming sneaker releases that you may or may not be interested in. January the 7th, you have the New Balance 2002 Gore-Tex collaboration with Mr. JJJ Jones. January the 10th, the debut of a brand new model from Nike, the Air Max Muse. That's a women's sneaker only. I'm not sure how high the sizing is going to go if you were interested in getting a pair. Same day, January the 10th, you've also got the Concepts and New Balance 740 Saigne. I still don't think I've got that pronunciation down. And then on the same day, you have a pretty dead collab, I want to say, between Liberty London and Adidas. There are a whole bunch of sneakers sporting the signature Liberty floral print motif upper. But the release of the week, I'm sure, is going to be the Black Cat 3s. Hot take, I think these are going to be big black bricks, but that is a good thing, especially if you are interested in this model. In fact, I hope they are bricks, because I'd like to at least have the option of first refusal. What are you guys going for this week? Feel free to let me know. And that is it for this week's sneaker wrap, the first sneaker wrap of the entire year. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Do me a favor and hit the like button before you bounce. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and do me a favor and go and follow me over on IG and on TikTok. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.